edition of Cooking with Kathy and Friends, and I have more than friends with me today. I have my daughter-in-law, Brittany, and my youngest son's girlfriend, Carly. And they're both going to teach you something today. Carly's going to make an apple pie requested by my oldest son, Holden, her husband, because it was so delicious last time. So whoever said millennials and young people can't cook, they lied. All right, so Carly, show them what, oh, by the way, tradition too, have to have Prosecco with cooking. It just goes together, okay? So Carly, show the, what all you need for this recipe and whose recipe it is.
Okay, so this is Joanna Gaines' recipe, so I can't take credit for it. But you need pie crust, so I just buy them at the store. You can make your own, but I don't have time for that. And then a bag of apples. I like the golden delicious ones because they're a little bit tart, and I cut and peeled them. And then we need, this is the dulce de leche, I think is how you say it, but it's caramel sauce basically. And then sugar and spices, and that's about it.
And what spices are you using?
Okay, we're using brown sugar, white sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Okay, and the recipe, which is again Joanna Gaines, but it will be posted beneath this video, so if you want to copy it, or you can just Google Joanna Gaines apple pie recipe, I'm sure you can find it. Okay, great.
So step one, we're gonna melt some butter, and then once that gets good and melted, we'll dump the apples in and cook them for about 10-15 minutes. Yeah, and we'll put all the spices in with that too. So put in the spices and sugar, mix that up a little bit with the butter. There's not a ton of liquid right now, but when the apples cook, it'll get more, so that stuff will coat the apples as they're cooking. I'll dump those in next.
Is that pot big enough?
Well, it'll be all right. They'll cook down. So right now it's kind of hard to stir them, so I'm going to put the lid on here and let them.
They will cook down in their own natural juices.
Yeah. So,
okay. And we've got the potatoes on and the eggs, because Britt's going to show us how to do those. Okay. Brittany's working on the deviled eggs, which we'll show you in a minute. Now, Carly's going to finish the apple pie. Since she is like 6 feet tall, I'm exaggerating. I'm going to get the camera and show you up close what it looks like to make this delicious homemade apple pie.
So again, these are my store-bought price shells. You can absolutely make your own. But if you do buy them at the store, let them sit out for a little bit, but not too long, because they're easier to roll out and get it exactly where you need it when they're a little bit warm. So go ahead and get your shell in your pan. I love a good deep dish pie pan. If you don't have a deep dish pie pan, it will ruin your oven. Let me tell you, it will explode every time. So just really make sure that you've got a deep dish pie pan, and get your shell in the bottom. Once you've cooked your apples, you're supposed to kind of like let them sit on the side and get everything else to go in. And we're gonna spoon them into our pie shell over here.
Now they're not cooked all the way. They're still got crisp crunch to them.
They're definitely not like soggy or anything. There's extra juice in here, and we're not going to use all that. We'll put a little bit in there, but not all of it. So I'm going to slide this a little bit closer. Look at this.
Carly is a math teacher for high school. So she's not working now during the pandemic, of course. And Brittany works in the hospital as a surgical tech. And they actually don't have that many surgeries scheduled either. So, as everybody else, we've been sitting at home, cooking.
Yeah.
So when you put it in, do you purposely want it to heat higher than the shell in the pan? I mean, obviously, because it is.
Yeah.
In other words, they cook down, correct?
They do. Yeah. Yes. I was not understanding what you were saying.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. It'll cook down, so it's not a big deal.
So you bought a whole bag of apples?
Yeah. The recipe calls for like 5 pounds, but this is only 3, and it's gobs.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a little bit of juice on here. Probably just like a spoonful. Maybe 2. Get all those spices. I'll add, we'll do 3-ish.
2.5.
All right, so then we're going to put the pie shell on top, the second shell. And then we're gonna brush the top of it with milk and then dust it with raw sugar. So that's what, oh, I need caramel in here too, I forgot that part. This is the caramel part. Put, it costs 1/4 cup, but I'll just do it till it looks good. So it's not gonna come out now either.
There's my son. Say hey, son.
How's it going?
That's Brittany's husband.
Should be outside.
So this is like caramel apple pie. And if you don't like caramel, you don't have to add it.
What do y'all think? Is that enough?
Yeah, I am not counting the sugar grams right now. And I absolutely am not.
There's not that much sugar added to it.
That caramel has sugar.
That doesn't count.
In Carly's kitchen, sugar does not count.
That's just going to help it brown up and crisp up a little bit. And our last step, almost last step, we're going to sprinkle some sugar on the top. So just whatever looks good. I like a lot of sugar, so.
Yes, we
He's
know.
probably cringing right now. And then we'll cut some slits in the top and it's good to go.
Okay, there's knives right at you.
My slits are probably not going to be pretty, but it's okay.
Sure they will. And in the oven at what temperature for how long?
425 for about 45 minutes.
Okay, in the oven it's going. Just look at that beautiful boil of juices.
Okay, so I'm just going to turn off the heat and I'm going to take it to the sink, dump out this hot water.
They've cooked for 10 minutes for hard boiled.
And you're going to pour some cold water on it.
And do you let them sit in the cold water?
You can. Let them sit in there till it gets warm again. And just put some more cold water on it. The more cold water, the easier it will peel.
What makes it the easiest to peel? Do you roll it? Do you not roll yours? What do you do?
Just lightly tap it and then shell it piece by piece. You could roll it.
And then she'll peel those and we'll show you the ingredients she puts in for the yellow.
So we're going to cut them in half. Carefully. Okay. Once you cut them in half, you can just take a spoon and use the opposite end and just spoon it out. I like to use the opposite end, it's a little bit easier to fit in that small hole. We have mayonnaise and you have to use the best.
Southern mayonnaise is only at Duke's.
yellow mustard and vinegar. Throw in a little bit of mayonnaise. You can always add more later.
Yeah, I like to start mine off drier because it's better to start off drier than too much mayonnaise. Because you can't take it out once you put it in.
Mustard just depending on how spicy you like it. And vinegar, you always want to add a little at a time. Vinegar can be very overpowering. Some salt and some pepper. And then just mash it all up. If there's any lumps, just keep on pressing. You want to get it smooth. Looks good.
It does look good. Nice and creamy.
Okay, and then you can take your spoon. And just spoon them in there. Deviled eggs do not have to be pretty.
If you want to make them pretty, you can put them in a Ziploc bag. Now Brittany's going to make her homemade mashed potatoes while I drink my Prosecco. It really is a tradition. We like to, I love to just drink a glass of Prosecco while I'm cooking. It's just so relaxing. Okay, anyway, Britt, take it away.
Drain this hot water off of these mashed potatoes.
What she's done, she's cut up red potatoes, red skin potatoes in chunks, you'll see, and boiled them until they were tender, and now she's going to mash them. You see. Okay.
So you can quarter them just to make them cook faster. We're gonna add some mayonnaise.
Southern people put Duke's mayonnaise on everything.
Even if you are not a mayonnaise person, I suggest you put mayonnaise.
It really does make them creamy. Remember, mayonnaise has eggs and oil, and this is a substitution for butter, really.
I add a little splash of milk.
Here, I've got these salt and peppers if you'd rather have them.
I don't have it.
That's good.
Yeah. Some salt and some pepper.
Speaking of Joanna Gaines, since we made Joanna Gaines' apple pie recipe, I got these at Magnolia, just saying. Because it's the only thing I can afford.
We also grab the butter.
The men are in, getting hungry, watching us cook. They're in from working on the tractor. This meal we've prepared for you today, if you've watched today, is not how I eat or any of us eat on a daily basis. It's a weekend family get-together thing. Like I said, anything in moderation. Just don't eat like this every day.
I'm also going to add butter. I'm probably going to add this whole half a stick of butter, and Kathy's going to be like, what?
OMG. Mayonnaise and butter.
Everything's better with butter, so I'm a fan. Just
Look.
mash it on in there. She won't even know. Like,
They're going to be over 50 one day. That's all I got to say. I'm going to see you eat better than big girl. You little skinny self now. What did you say?
I said I'm going to eat it all. And that's why I run, so it's okay. Right. It's
Well, yeah, if you run, that's good.
It's good.
I can't make something about melted.
Not quite, but we're going to add a little bit more milk because it's not quite as creamy as I'd like it to be.
Now, how do you know, just by feeling of it, at what consistency you want it? Like, how dry or how, moist you want it?
My grandma always makes really creamy potatoes, so I just want...
Does she whip hers or mash hers?
She whips hers.
With a mixer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's whipped potatoes and there's mashed potatoes. Whipped potatoes are creamier because you do it with the mixer. Mashed potatoes to me taste more homemade because once in a while you will come across a lump of potato, which is great because you know it's a real potato.
But I like the mashed potatoes because I like the skin to be left on my mashed potatoes. Makes it easier prepping too.
Hence the red skin potatoes, because red skin potatoes have a more tender skin than russet potatoes. And ladies and gents, that is it. This is the last thing we'll show you for our meal tonight. We'll continue cooking for the men because they're starving. They've been working on Carly's lawnmower all day.
Very starving.
Very starving. Did you hear them? Okay. Thank you for joining
Bye.
us. Have a great week. Be safe.